probably since I was 5.
Right on. We are live. We are in the box. I'm telling you, it's a nice day. The weather's changing. The time went up. It got a little cold, but we smoothing it out. It wasn't too hot today. It wasn't too cool in Baltimore. Baltimore is beautiful right now. There's some great weather in March. So it's not March Madness. I'm happy. We're in the box. And we are in BLaKWomen History Month. That's what BlaKBoXX Radio is doing this month, which is Women History Month in the States. It's National Women History Month. So we want to tweak that a little because we are Black centered, and we have 6 Black women. So this is BLaKWomen History Month. We have the Power 6. So we are on our 5th edition. You guys are looking at our 5th edition of this joint. We've been doing this for 2 weeks. And it's just such a beautiful series. I'm sitting with the sisters. It's the Sister Circle. And we're having a good time. I am Queen. I'm a host at BlaKBoXX Radio. We are a multimedia platform illustrating Black excellence. We are based in Baltimore. We expose Black genius. We platform Black people. And we disseminate information to the Black community and other communities. So if y'all hear the police, y'all know I live downtown. We live in the city. So just ignore it because I can't mute. So this is Baltimore, and it's always going to be more. You know, it's Charm City. But anyway, so we do this 6, 8, 9 times a month. We do it live. We do it live on our YouTube channel. That's at BlaKBoXX Radio. And we also live stream into Facebook at BlaKBoXX Radio. And you also can get in touch with us at blackboxradio@gmail.com. And we have a website, blackboxradio.com. So please hit us up on our email. Talk to us. I come out to community events. I definitely interact with the community. Please get in touch. Tell us what you like and what you don't like. It's all good. So tonight, we're done with all the intro. We get ready to go in. We get ready to do the sister thing. So I'm just so excited. I've been trying to walk. Let me tell you guys, slow down. Just slow down, Queen. I've been walking this lady down. Y'all don't even know. I don't wore 2 pairs of shoes, the construction boots, all that, trying to get to her. And so I finally got her in the seat, and I am so happy to have Miss Shelley Halstead. Say hi to the people.
Hi, hello. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I am. Well, I finally sat down long enough to be able to do this, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you came through. Which your work is so freaking necessary. So we want to. Who doesn't know about it? They're going to find out tonight. Who knows about it? They might find out some more. But we're going to talk about Black Woman Build. I just love the title is all fly. So we're going to go there. But first, what we do is we kind of get a backstory of who we're talking to. So I want to know, like, where you're from. You know, in Baltimore, they rep their high school. So, you know, if you're from Baltimore, this is a high school town. I don't know. They don't talk no college, just straight high school. So if you went to high school here, or, just tell us a little bit about Shelley, and then we're going to jump into everything.
I grew up in Iowa. And then I left there, went to the West Coast, went to school for a couple of years. I traveled around the globe for a while.
Really?
We ended up in Seattle for 20 years. Kind of little stints in Portland, Oakland, West Coast, Best Coast. And then I know, I'm telling you though, I went to law school, and then in Seattle. And then I got a job in DC. So I moved to DC. And then from DC, I stayed there a year. It wasn't my scene. And so I moved up to Baltimore to start BLaKWomen Build. But I'm a carpenter by trade. That's really what I am. That's what I set out to do. And so, yeah.
So you're a union carpenter?
Best training, union carpenter, 13 years, local 131 out of Seattle.
Well, excuse me. I've never talked to a lady carpenter.
Yeah.
So, hot damn, let's go. All right. I love that. Okay. Well, we got to wait. I don't have a rewind button, so I have to do this sometimes. So we're going to rewind that back a little. So you, first of all, you said West Coast, the best coast. Let's go first. First off, we got to redeem that. I don't know what that's about. But I'm not saying it's a bad coast, but I don't know about the best coast. But okay. And your mindset, you're saying West Coast the best. So you're from Iowa.
Yeah.
Black people live in Iowa.
I always say there had to have been one because
you were from there, right?
Because I'm from there. Yeah.
Were you from a big, like? Because I know about Cedar Rapids.
Oh yeah, I mean I know Cedar Rapids, but I don't know. I grew up in a small town on the Mississippi called Keokuk.
Keokuk. How you spell that, sis?
Keokuk.
I would never. I'll be K-I-K. Okay.
Yeah.
Keokuk. Okay. Yeah. So what's the population of a Keokuk?
It's maybe 10 grand then. We had the biggest lock and dam on the Mississippi for many years.
Y'all operated a dam, controlled the water.
Yeah, in Keokuk. Yeah, so it borders Illinois and Missouri.
Okay, so it was a water town for the dam. Okay, the Mississippi River.
The bluffs, beautiful. I mean, I would never, I would just never go back. Like, it's not really my thing, you know.
But it was a beautiful upbringing.
It was. It was. I was very well loved and very well supported. So I was told I could do anything or be anything.
Damn right, you're a lady carpenter.
And I believed them. So
I love that. And so you grew up in Keokuk, and then you traveled, and you went around the world. You settled in Seattle.
Yep.
And you went to law school. Lord have mercy. So how did law school get to carpentry? So
carpentry first.
Carpentry was first.
Yeah, I had been. I had lived in a commune in Belgium, and an ashram in India, and I worked in Antarctica. I did all kinds of stuff, and I wanted to learn how to build because I wanted to build a space for my friends. I wanted us to hang out. So like living in this like communal setting stuff, I was always learning how to build, learning, to work with people, that sort of stuff. And
creativity.
I was just like, when I move back to the States, I want to get some land and build a place for us to hang out. But I didn't know how to build. So I was like, I need to be a carpenter. It was very, very pragmatic. Just like, if you're going to do this thing that you say you want to do, you better learn how to build. And so I joined the union and was a union carpenter, apprenticed and then carpenter for 13 years.
This is me raising my hand.
Yeah.
I got to raise my hand. You said commune. What was the other thing? Because you got
an ashram.
What's that?
It's in India. So in the Indian tradition, there's like a guru, and it's a place of learning, spiritual learning. So I was there for a while.
And it's called what?
An ashram.
Ashram, and this is an
ASHRAM, an ashram or ashram.
Okay, and this is in India. Okay, and then what was the other place? Because I'm learning.
Oh yeah, I was in Belgium for a while.
And then what was the name of that community?
It was called Worldorp. Actually, it's in Flemish, so they speak Flemish there. It's like Dutch, similar language. And so it basically meant world community, world village. And so they were really into the idea of no borders. And so there were people from all over the world living there. And I went there, and you had to participate in some way, so I worked in the bakery and learned how to bake bread and pastries and did that for a while before I went to India.
Amazing. So
I was just young. I mean, I was like in my early 20s. I left when I was like 20 and came back when I was about 25.
But that takes guts. It takes absolute guts to say, listen, I'm going to leave what I know to go and actually dive into another community. And, sometimes language, it sounds like some language barriers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, where they don't speak English, and you did it, and then you kept doing it.
I liked
Wow.
I liked sort of not knowing, I
Mm,
liked being challenged in that way. It's not that it's not scary because it is, right? It
yeah.
is scary.
Hmm.
Um, but it's also exhilarating. And I really liked that, hitchhiking around and, just heading, just
Mm.
like, yeah, just, checking it out. Yeah.
That takes
Um,
kahuna. I hate to tell you, it takes kahuna
mhm,
to do it.
mhm,
You have to have a level of fearlessness
mhm.
to, because yes, you're scary, but your fear doesn't stop. Sometimes you can be scared, but it doesn't stop you from going forward.
Right.
And so you have to have a level of fearlessness to be able to leave what you know, to do what you've done.
Mhm.
And that's amazing. That your eyes have seen some amazing things, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that doing that so young, it really did set me up for, just being able to say, no, I can do this. I can figure this out,
Hmm.
for sure. Yeah.
Wow. And then when you're young, that we got a
You don't
level
know
of
nothing. I mean, I just some stuff, I'm really happy to be here. Let me say that. It's,
because you just do stuff when you're young.
totally. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Okay, so that was part, which is good though. That's your best time to explore.
Hmm.
And so that, oh wow, so I didn't know you were a world traveler. See, that's why
Yeah.
you got to sit. That's why you got to sit in the seat
Hmm.
so we can learn some of these things. Wow, so you came and you went to law school.
So yeah,
How
when
do
I
you go
was
from
done,
carpentry to law school?
well,
Work
I
with.
wanted to I was really tired of doing construction or working with these guys. They're really racist, really homophobic, really
Mm,
misogynist, and I just got tired of I got tired of it. It felt like, you put on armor every day to go to work. Um,
yeah.
and then and then at some point you don't take it off, like you can't take it off. So it's like always walking around like, you know,
Yeah.
and and I just it's exhausting. And
Mm,
and so I was like, what do I do? Where do I donate money? Like, where do I spend? Like, if I volunteer somewhere, where do I do that sort of stuff? And so I was like, basically, how can I affect change? How can I affect
mm,
change? And I was like, well, I'd finished my undergrad, also like when I was 40, because I had always wanted to do that. So I finished my
mhm,
undergrad. And then I was like, well, I could get, a degree in public policy. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds so boring,
sound like
or I
sound like
could
a knife to my neck.
Oh my
Like,
God, totally. I was like, absolutely not. I was like, well, I could be, I could run for office. And I was like, I got way
oh,
too many
another knife.
skeletons, man. People would be like, oh man, I remember
They're
her
like,
when she
not
was,
her.
you know. And then I was like, oh, law. Like I could maybe help some people, so I thought I was
Mhm,
going to do like reproductive justice or workers' rights or that sort of stuff.
mhm.
And I didn't. I ended up doing like public policy, so almost like a policy job in DC. And it was, great people to work with, but I am not office material in that way.
Mm, yeah, you're a free spirit.
Yeah, I
Anybody
could.
travels, yeah, everybody travels the world. And construction makes you too. It's a
I'd never
freer.
worked in an office before.
I
You
know
know
you
what I
work.
mean? Like I was like, whoa. I would just put
Yes.
my head in my hands and just be like, oh my God, I'm here for 9 hours, like an hour lunch. Like, can't we put that on the end and get out a little early? Like it was just weird.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense right there. But that's not how it works. But
No.
then you were able to see that even though you were around these men who actually didn't respect you and your
Hmm.
space,
Yeah.
and you had to put on the armor. The corporate world, the same thing.
Same thing.
It's another armor. And
Yes.
what gets so heavy for Black women is we have the burden of just being Black women. Let's talk
Totally.
about that. And then
Yeah.
whatever, however someone else sees us, angry,
Hmm.
gay,
Hmm.
1 foot, 2 toes, however
Totally.
however we come across, then we have to now have another
Hmm.
barrier, another armor on our back. So it's
Yeah.
heavy wherever we go.
It
Well,
is, absolutely. And so I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to create a space, move to Baltimore and create a space where I'm around Black women. I'm helping Black women. We're helping each other. We're creating
Mhm.
community,
Yeah.
and because I was just like, I have the skill set. I have the skill set to do this, you know?
Okay.
And
So you
so,
want to create a space that you could be comfortable in,
Mhm,
that you could teach,
mhm.
and that it was communal,
Yeah.
which you've been doing all this time, going all the world to other communities. You
Mhm,
went back to school.
mhm,
You got, and
mhm.
so now here we go. You're going to apply these same skills,
Yep.
and then this is what we're starting. Is that what we get to Black Woman Build?
Mhm.
Okay. And
Yes.
why did you pick Baltimore first? Why did you pick Baltimore?
Oh man.
A million properties to rehab, I tell you.
Well, absolutely. No, it's true. I had always romanticized Baltimore as this like hard scrabble Black working class town. Like I was like, and also just history. You know, I was like, there were, you know, the largest number of free Blacks were, you know, was in Baltimore.
Right.
Like it was
It's in
just
Baltimore.
like, I just had romanticized it. And I knew, I mean,
Okay.
and honestly, you know, it's like I didn't watch The Wire. You know what I mean? Like
Me neither.
I did, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I don't want that story told. Right.
That is why I didn't watch it, because I don't want that in my head,
Yeah.
you know? Mhm.
hmm So I was in DC. Just some a traumatic thing happened. I lost my cat, and then he died, and it was what I'm a cat lady. I'm a total cat lady, and so
Are you?
I was just like, I can't burn this town down. So
I gotta
no
go.
no kidding, because I wanted to, because I was like, you didn't help my guy, and
So
so
you
I
gotta
could.
go.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere. I needed to build. Like out of that loss, I needed to occupy my hands, my head,
Mm.
you know? And so I had romanticized Baltimore. I'd always had this thing about like, I could, you know, teach this and, you know, do building and home ownership. And it was just like, Baltimore's right up the road. I'd
Yeah.
never been here. I'd never been
Really?
here. Never been here.
You moved here without knowing
I
anything
did.
about Baltimore?
No, I didn't know anybody. Mm-mm. I'd never
You
been
are
here.
amazing.
I'd
Okay.
never, you know, and I was like, so I moved, I bought a house. I bought this house that I'm sitting in,
Mhm.
and just spent a year working on it, trying, you know, I studied for the bar, you know, and whatever, man, it doesn't even matter. I just, you know, I just worked, I hung out. I didn't have
Wait
any
a minute. Wait.
money.
You can't go past that.
What?
So you can't, well, you know, you can't go past that. You got a policy job in DC, right?
Mm-hmm,
So you start to come to Baltimore, you buy this house.
mm-hmm.
Does the house need fixing? Did you rehab and work on it?
Yeah,
So
it did. It
this
needed
is
fixing. I mean, the
okay.
roof was leaking, and the bathrooms were falling in on themselves.
So
Uh,
you repaired this house.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you came and you started repairing this house. So did you ever pass the bar
Oh yeah, I took the bar and passed it. Hmm
okay. So
I'm barred
do
in
you
Maryland.
practice any law?
No, I volunteered for a while at Maryland MVLS, Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Service.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteered there for about a year. Once I passed the bar, I offered to work part-time for very little money, and they couldn't find it. So I said, later, right? And that's when I started Black Women Build. I was just
Black
like,
woman building.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's when I started it. I had always kind of wanted to, but I was also like, I got a law degree. I should use it. And
Yeah.
then the thing I wanted to do, they just were like, we can't afford to pay you. I'm like, no shade there. I'm just going to stop talking. So, you know, I was like, you ain't got no Black lawyers here. You working in Baltimore. And I'm like, here I am. And you don't, okay, cool. They do now, but I was just like,
Wow.
so that,
That's something to hear. Like no Black lawyers. And I can't
lot.
afford to pay the one Black lawyer that comes to me to work. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it was very little money. It really
And they
was.
couldn't afford it.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I mean, that now they're it's different now. They've got a different ED, and there are, you know, I mean, anyway, I was just like, you could find a lot of Black paralegals, but
yeah.
couldn't find a Black lawyer.
And that's something that's in a very Black city. Okay. So you say,
But
listen,
hey, can I say something about that? Black folks always don't have the depth of like support that white folks do. So like you can't make that mistake and then or something, right? Because you don't have something to fall back on. So who takes the nonprofit jobs, right? It's a lot of times it is white folks because they got parents that are shoring them up, or I'm going to buy you a little house and you can do your $40,000 and year job and pay your student loans or what, you know what I'm saying? So I get it.
We don't have the support structure.
We don't.
And so a lot of us are we're working day to day to survive. And then when people have long money or they have generational wealth, they're able to that's why generational wealth is important, guys.
There you go.
Teaching a little here. Generational wealth is important because it allows you to set up the next generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can take chances, right?
Yes.
You can fail when there's generational wealth. You can fail and have someone pick you up, or you can pick yourself up because you can try it again.
There's another well. Yeah, there's a well
exactly.
There.
And that is not always the case with Black folks. That's why, I mean, for me, that's why home ownership is so important. Right? And getting your money right is so important because in the United States, that is how the middle class is built. It's through home ownership.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And you could, you see some of these young white kids, they're doing things that they're passionate about. They're doing things that they like. I didn't have that luxury.
Right, that luxury, right.
You better go forward and do something that can pay your bills and take care of you from the door. And if not, you're going to be in trouble because there's no well here.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
There's no well. So I hear what you're saying. So you said, listen, I'm going to start something that I want. So tell us a little about Black Women Build. Tell us what it is.
Yeah. So Black Women Build is a home ownership and wealth building initiative. And we have been training Black women in carpentry, electrical, and plumbing. And we do that by restoring vacant and deteriorated houses in West Baltimore. And so far we finished 10 houses. We're working on 8 more. We have like 15, 17 more in our pipeline. And yeah, we got our first house in 2019.
Okay.
And I did one just to prove the point that this could be done. And then we just started, it's not as many as I want, but it's okay. I'm the only one that's push. You know what I mean? Everybody else is like, this is great. And I'm like, no, I wanted to do 6 a year. I wanted, this thing I want with participants. Right.
Yes.
Anyway, because as a carpenter, I'm like, these things right here, these hands, they make me money. I can go anywhere and make money with my hands. Right.
Wow.
And I want other people to do that. I want other Black women to know that that's possible. Right. And so, I mean, whether you're a carpenter or basically trades work, it's different. I mean, you may have to work with people that don't want to see you there. But it almost doesn't matter because they don't want to see women. It's not even there. You know what I mean? There's something about subjugation that they really dig. I don't get it. But it's so I'm like, out in the world, they're going to be like that. It's just not on the job.
The world. Yeah.
Right. So claim your space.
Yeah, you might can't fit, but they can't negate your skill.
Exactly. That's exactly.
My mom always said they might don't like you, but you deserve to be there. You did the work.
That's exactly it.
And so you just have to continue to go forward and get better at what you do and just be diligent because they'll find other ways to come after you. But then you understand how to move in your whatever you're doing. You understand the industry of it. Because there will be some industry stuff, and especially with this is male dominated. So a woman, in all of her glory, even with the men, that our bodies, it's just a process.
Yep.
So women have to really, really watch themselves, just do what they do. Yeah. So I love that. So sell the houses and it goes back into the Black Women Build, or you sell it to the women who work on them? How does it work?
So we sell it to the women who work on the houses. They have an opportunity to buy it. So during this time, even before, we have a program manager, Tanika, and she works with them on their finances, right? So you need a 640 credit score. You need $2,500 down payment assistance, or sorry, down payment. And then we come up with, we try to stack your subsidy so that, you know, your houses are, the down payment and closing cost assistance is substantial. That's what I work at too. I mean, trying to stack those. So basically they're working on their credit. They're learning not to, you know, buy stuff and soothe themselves by just going out and blowing money. You know, make a budget, put some money aside. You know, like, don't be afraid of it. Don't bury your head, right?
Like financial literacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that everybody's doing it, right? So it's like, everybody's doing it. Like we're, you know, one day a week, we're going to sit down and we're going to look at what your bills. We're going to look at your, you know, your bank statement and be like, okay, you know, we're going to pull your credit first. So, you know, most people, they don't know what their credit score is. They don't know that they had something in collections and it was $90, right? You know what I mean? And you're just like, okay, let's start there, right?
Let's start there, yeah.
Because we want you to be secure, right? We want you to, we don't want you to buy a house that you can't afford, right? And we don't, and we want you to be able to, I mean, it's yours. We want you to be excited about it, you know? And so we have houses, let's see, these houses, our first 7, they were a little less than 100,000. They were anywhere between 80 and 100. And the mortgages on those are, one is like $415 to maybe $600.
Beautiful. Do they have to have a certain amount of income coming in? Is there
they need to be, they need to be below 80% AMI. So AMI, what is 80% AMI? I don't know. It's like, for one person, I think it's really high. It's like 60 grand or something, you know?
That's all they can make.
Okay. So that's
have to make 60.
No. They don't have to make 60. I think people are making like 25, 27, 31, you know, like that.
So they have to make it. So these are for incomes that are, people who have lower incomes, but then you have to have a better credit score and you have to save an amount of money so you can make a down payment.
Yes.
And then the subsidies come from, you know, the subsidies from the city and from all that type
and
of
so the thing is, if you make more, you could buy a house, right? It's just you're not going to get the subsidy, right? Right, because that's the income restriction stuff, right? It's not necessarily us, but you know, we're not really, it has to be home ownership, right? So, you know, if you can afford a $300,000 house, you're not going to buy, well, one, we don't have one that's 300 grand, but we're not going to, we don't want someone to come in and be like, I want that $95,000 house. Here's, you know, I'm going to pay cash for it. Right. It's like, it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like that's not the program. And the thing is, so also we have, you know, so I always say you build community with whom you work and where you live. Right. So there has to be buy-in about moving into the neighborhood, about being a part of the community of these women. We get together once a month. They just did this. They just wrote a grant. It was Love Your Block grant. And I spent the afternoon putting up, not all afternoon, but like using this articulating boom lift that we got and putting up lights because they wanted to string lights back and forth across the road to each of their houses. And, you know, like they're excited about it. You know, it's $1,000 grant. So they bought lights and I'm putting them up. And then, you know, they all want like matching address plates, you know, because it's like it's the sweetest block. It's so sweet.
Oh, you gotta come let me see that. Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna come walk me through. Let me
Yeah.
see that and meet some of the ladies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's so
amazing.
it's and it's like, they need to take some so they go with no boundaries and take some community organizing classes. Like they got to
Mhm.
go block captain stuff because we want them to be active participants in their lives and in the community because that's the
Excellent.
only way we're changing anything, you know? So
Change. You got to change it all. You can't just
you
give someone a
abs-
house. You got to change it all.
absolutely. Yeah. And so I'm just like, I mean, it's, people are like, oh, can you scale this? Can you do 50 or 100 in a year? And I'm like, I mean, I'm not building in the suburbs. Because if I did that, then you don't have that attention, right? I'm like, I'm not building a subdivision,
It's quality. It's quality of,
Exactly.
yeah, it's quality.
Absolutely.
So now they want to put the women to work to now build out other things. See, this is how capitalism comes into play. We want like, can we scale means can we make money?
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, I mean, I work hard and
That's not what you need.
that's not what I need. That's not what I'm interested in. I mean, yes, do I want to be paid? Sure. But is it about like, can I squeeze the most amount of money out of the littlest amount of work? It's like, that's not my work ethic,
I love that. So where do the women come from? Do they apply? Do you have a funnel system? Are they coming out of prison system? Where are these ladies coming from?
They are coming from all over Baltimore. We have a short application on our website. And that's mostly to gauge.
What's the website? Give me the website.
It's BLaKWomenBuild.org.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And short little application that's mostly like, where do you live? Basically, we want you to be a Baltimore City resident. It is about the financials because we do want you to be able to buy a house. We will work with you, right? To be able to do that. And then are you interested in learning any skills, learning the trades? Because honestly, most of the women, they do it, right? We work together. They get a stipend. We pay them a stipend. It's not like you just showing it's because they're always like sweat equity. And I'm like, and I always say, oh, Black women actually can do more than sweat. So we pay them. We pay them for their time because we value Black women's time. And they're always like, sorry, I know. Yeah, but I'm just like, man, come on, man. I just,
I love that.
It's just too easy to say stuff like that without really thinking about it. And I don't like that. So, so I got to set people straight. I'm a little blunt sometimes, but that it is what it is,
But you being a Black woman, it brings value to the whole situation.
Absolutely.
Because as a Black woman, you know how you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to abuse yourself. So why do we abuse other Black women? We got a whole stand in the gap for each other.
Yep.
We know this path. We have a personal movement to this path. We
Absolutely.
understand it.
Yeah.
So we have to protect each other. So you're not gonna come in here and capitalize and treat these ladies like they're nothing. No, we're gonna invest in them so they can invest in their communities.
Exactly. Yes.
And their families.
Absolutely.
Children.
Absolutely.
Children. They come with family. Usually women are the heads of, they take care of their parents. Women have ancillary issues that a lot of people don't come with. So to teach them a skill set and then also give them the propensity to build generational wealth, like this is next level right here. This is next level.
It's happening. It's happening. We're doing it. And it's really
I love how
exciting.
You said that so arrogantly. It's happening.
I mean, it is. We're doing, we're doing it. They're doing it, right? So, yeah. So now we have a lot of houses. So
look at you.
We're figuring out this balance of, teaching. So is it like now we're looking at 2 tracks, right? Like, okay, so you're working, you can't do this. So we work 9 to 3, Monday through Thursday. So that program is for people who can change their schedule, right? Can take a little sabbatical. So who we've had certified nurses assistants, right? CNAs. pharmacy tech, Amazon fulfillment, servers at restaurant, right? So those folks, they can work in the evening, they work 3-day shift on the weekend. Cause I'm like, it's 4 months out of your life. And they're like, I don't,
So
you know,
it's a
I
4
can't.
month program.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, if you can change your schedule, but you don't want to, or it's like, I don't have any days off for 4 months. I'm a little bit like, that's kind of what it is. And it's 4 months out of your life. Like I want someone to think about like past 4 months, but they can't get past, well, I'm not going to be able to go out on a weekend. And I'm like, but and then you won't buy a house.
You have to make it a priority.
Yeah, you make it a priority. So these women have, and so there you have that track, right? And then, but most of the people we're getting now, they want I'll take some classes at Station or Tool Library. I'll do the block captain with no boundaries. I'll do the community organizing stuff with you guys. Like, so we have these different things, but they might end up doing some of the stuff with our partner organizations. And I don't use partner lightly. They are tried and true, and they show up, and we show up. Like a lot of people want to partner with us, but it's more extractive, and I'm not into it. So, so, you know, it's hard because I want them to learn the trades. I want
some
them to
people don't want to learn the trade.
No, they want the house. The carrot.
They just want the house.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's hard because I'm like, but you know, they don't want to learn the trades. So it's difficult for me because the trades is how I have been able to do so many things in my life, is having that skill set, you know?
I think we live in a ready, set, go world. You know, like you show up and then I get paid. That's what we live in now. Before you had to get a skill set, you had to apply it, and then you get money.
Yeah.
You just don't sit on a computer and and somebody send you a check in the mail. That's not how the world worked.
Right.
So now but we need to understand that this same technology that we fell in love with is going to take the jobs away.
Totally.
Slowly but surely. And guess what you won't have to, guess what's still going to have a job? A carpenter.
Absolutely.
A mechanic.
Absolutely. Yes, I know. I do know.
Yeah, you know that if you're doing heating and air, HVAC, these people will have jobs. And now, yes, they're going to build houses and factories, but those are carpenters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. All the prefab stuff. Somebody's got to put it together when it gets on site. Yep. Somebody's got to put it together.
Carpentry.
Yep.
They're going to hire carpenters. And if it's a machine, a carpenter has to run the machine because they have to be able to know what's going on and how to cut and understand angles. So everybody who's doing trades, guess what? When now Amazon is throwing out 9,000 jobs, they're getting rid of laying off people. Carpenters are working.
Oh, it's true. I mean, everybody wants something done on their house after they buy it. It's just,
so you better get your mind right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Technologically innovative that you forget about the trade world.
Yes.
Because it's not going anywhere.
It's not
going anywhere. So we got to stress that more. Families, you know, and schools, like, yes, you can go into the tech world, but there's a part, everybody who is in the tech world, they live in houses. And those houses have a few items. It's called electrical.
Yeah.
Mechanical. There's some wood in there. So, and they always have to fix that stuff. It does not last forever. So these trades are what makes that go.
Yep.
You know, and so we need that, you know.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
So that's what you have to think about.
And you can make some really beautiful things. I mean, I really am, our houses are affordable, and I'm, you know, our house, we have skylights, we have heated floors in the bathroom, you know, like it's so nice when you turn it on in October, you shut it off in April. It's just like negligible on your electric bill. You always know where to find your cat. So
that's where they at.
Yeah, they have the heated floor. But you know, it's just like just because they're affordable doesn't mean that they aren't well built. Like they're beautiful. They're well built.
Yep.
You got hardwood floors. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
I'm looking at your spot.
everything.
I know, I'm looking at yours. It's nice.
Yes. Yes. Well, I had a fire and I had to put it back together.
Nice.
But it is. It's actually quite nice. I put heated floors in my kitchen. You know, I was like, man, I'm going to be in here.
You're cooking eggs on your floor, sis. Lord.
Yeah, it's, but but it's like I did this. I was able to do this. So,
and not only that, let me roll it back a little. In trades, they make money. Let's be clear.
Oh, they do.
Union carpenters make cash.
Yes.
Union electricians make money. Union they make cash. Let me roll this back.
You do, and I even have a pension. You know what I mean? Like, can you believe that?
I work in the medical field. There's no pensions.
I have a pension.
Imagine that.
When I retire, I mean, I'm assuming there'll be a pension, but West Coast carpenters, there'll be a pension. West Coast, there's a lot of union, but it's they make money. I mean, I don't even know what it is now, $45 an hour, and that's you get full medical, dental. You know what I mean? Like
and you get an advocate. I work and there's no advocate for me.
Absolutely.
The union will advocate for you.
Yes, absolutely.
They will show up for you.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. And I got to say, I loved it because I worked a lot, but I also got unemployment. And because unions are full service, like you have to sign the books, right?
Yep.
And so you come in and you sign the books. And if there's no work, you don't have to go out and look for a job. Because it's a full service union. If there's work, you go to work. And if there's no work, you get unemployment and you're chilling. And so then you go and you do a little deck over here and you get your unemployment and you're chilling. I loved unemployment. It was great. It was awesome.
When it gets cold, in some places where it's snowing and raining, you're not working because there's a season.
Yeah. In Seattle, you work in the rain and you're just chilling.
See, so we're trying, I'm trying to make folks see, listen, everything that might not be beautiful, you don't know about, there's some beauty in it if you know the intricacies of it. So, and also this program is fire. We got to get, we got to get our little girls to understand that, listen, you can be a carpenter and you can have a house early. You can get the skill set.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a house and then you can work around the world.
Clear. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Most of how many women? Some of these they're mid to late 20s. They got their first house. You know what I'm saying? And they are going to own that thing. They're making extra because your mortgage, what, $500-600, right? Like you could be doubling that payment because most people are paying that in rent. For not that nice.
In Baltimore, rent is more.
I know. No, it's ridiculous. It's obscene.
Ridiculous.
It's obscene.
It's
so
not
a
house for $500-600. You're building equity. You're building generational wealth, and that's something you can loan against. That's something that can be an emergency fund for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You can send your kids to college and put another one, and then send it and educate your children or yourself.
Yes. That's what I did. When I went back to school, I was like, you know what? I have a house. I can, whatever. I mean,
it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely a no-brainer. Wow. I love this program. So the women come from, they can just fill out. They don't come from like the penal system or anything like that.
They don't. Okay. Well, here's the thing about that. So, to get because you have to get a mortgage, right? So you need 2 years work history, right? So steady work or in the same line of work, right? Like, I don't know if steady, but same line of work. So if people who are formerly incarcerated or returning citizens, they're going to have to do a little work before that. But I mean, honestly, we have a hard time finding people. We don't have enough participants. I can't find people.
This is heartbreaking.
It is.
Because so many times we say we want options. We want things to do. We want different options for young people. Yeah. For older, I mean, a 40-year-old woman could do this.
Absolutely.
So And you can gain skill sets that can change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't find people because
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to work. What is going on with the world?
I don't know.
Can you whisper?
I'm like, I don't know.
It's
I don't know
hard.
because I'm a worker bee. You know what I mean?
Me
Like
too.
I'm a total worker bee. I like work. I don't really love to sit still unless I'm reading. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
other than
I'm a
that, I'm
goer.
like,
I got to keep going.
yeah,
Yeah.
man, totally. And so I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I love the program. I totally love what you guys are doing, and you probably could do more if you had more participants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, so you don't even know. I mean, I was like, we are going to have like Black women build, like we're going to have like a crew or a couple crews because everybody's always like, I need this done. I need that. Will you do this? And I'm like, I don't have time because I'm doing the nonprofit. Right. But I was just like, we could have Black women crews run around town, doing your kitchens, your baths, your small additions, like doing that sort of thing. And then I was like,
what
oh
I
my
talked
God.
about.
And,
Yeah.
right. And then you can, and then also I was like, you know, we could do profit sharing. Like, because again, I don't need to, I'm cool, right? I'm good. I don't need to fill my pockets. Like, figure it out. Let's figure out, you know, how to maximize what these people can make through their skill set. You know, but I don't have, that was my dream.
The manpower.
No.
Wow.
No,
That's
I don't.
so hurtful. That's really hard to hear.
Honestly, it is. It's really because everything else about this works for the most part. Like we're getting the houses, we're getting them done, you know, but because we're still doing them right now. I have other, I'm doing some of the building, I'm doing most of the development and project management because we're going to get these houses done. They're vacant houses. And so we need them done. Like we're building back neighborhoods, right? So we're not going to stop because we don't have participants. It's just,
absolutely,
you know, but it's hard because we are doing so much. And the thing that really I felt I could really give was that my carpentry skills, you know, and just really, you know, working on a house, understanding the innards of it, like not being scared of what's behind the walls because you know what's behind there. You know that we didn't hide stuff that's, you know, wires like that are together that are like behind something. And, you know, I mean, just like you see it and it demystifies it. Right. And you're proud.
You see the bones of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all right. I mean, you know, if it's maybe it's not time yet, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not time yet. You know, we'll do a few more people, you know, we'll build back a couple different blocks and then maybe people start getting it. I don't know.
Well, I think that it has to blow. It has to. That's just really hurtful because it's a skill set.
It is.
And skill sets are very important. So it's only for women though. This
well, we're called Black Women Build Baltimore, but of course, I mean, we don't discriminate based on age, race, nationality, religion, whatever else is at the bottom of the website.
Got it. So anybody can actually apply.
Anybody can apply. Yeah. There is a community. There is a little essay that we want you to write. Like if you get to the, you know, this next part, and that's about community and community building and, you know, what you want to see, how you've been a part of that, because that's what we're doing. We're building community. And because I said, I can build houses all day long, but if you don't care about your neighbor, right? This isn't going to work. So there is buy-in, right? About being a part of something. Because we're just, you know, we're nothing, right? But you get a few of us together, we're just going to be so much stronger. So it's also so you can't have been a homeowner, right, in the last 3 or 5 years, right? Okay. This is for home ownership only. Because of the grants we get to do this, it is 80% AMI or below if you want the grants. You have to stay in the house 5 years. That's a big one to know because of the grants that you're getting to make these affordable, because you're actually coming in with a bit of equity, right? So because of the grants, and so we're not flipping houses, and then also we do historical preservation. We do CHAP tax credits on every house. So we have taxes.
How do you deal with them?
They're $9.93 a year.
Huh?
$9.93 a year were the first set of houses we did because we do CHAP. We get the historical tax credit or historic tax credit.
And you know, I do not like CHAP. They are the hardest, but you probably you know how to deal with them, but they are mess.
I do.
My house is historic and they give me absolute hell. So I don't like. Oh yeah.
So what do you? Hell. I mean, yeah, we do.
Talk about it off camera.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you probably can help me because I don't like that acronym. When you say CHAP, I want to slap. SLA.
Yeah.
But for real, I understand though. At $9.93, I could deal with CHAP.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they go up incrementally. Now I think her taxes are $12 and something this year, a year. Oh, and you know Baltimore City taxes are ridiculous.
My taxes are 4 figures.
Oh,
sit back.
I know.
No,
that it's rough. It's hard.
It's real.
Yeah. So this also makes it deeply affordable. So honestly, we're like, by the time so it's a 10-year tax credit, right? So by the time that thing sunsets on you, you better have your house almost paid off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you should be in a good space. You can plan a 10-year out.
Exactly.
You got affordable mortgage, and you know your bills. You should be absolutely at the end of your mortgage.
Yep.
That should be. Program is fire.
Yeah, I know. So we have some houses, they're around 100. We have another set, they're a little bit bigger. Those are like 135, 145. We have another set that's like 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, maybe 165, 175.
Yeah, 150, 165.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have this summer we'll be coming with 5-bedroom, 2.5 baths, and those are like 200, 2.25, something like that. They're low. I mean, honestly, I know I'm putting this out in the world, but I mean, they're low. That's probably really low, but we want to make them affordable. But again, the hoop jumping in terms of, the first time homeowner, you got to stay in it 5 years because we're going to lean it, right? So that you don't run off with the money that was right. Because here's the thing, we're not making a ton of money on these. We're not here to make a ton of money, right? But we need our costs paid, right? Absolutely. I need a paycheck.
Absolutely.
But we want to make it affordable. We don't want people to be stressed about it, right? But so right now those are the prices. We'll see what happens when they're done. If we had to dump more money in, but the products, it's a good product.
Listen, this is revolutionary. What you're talking about, I see why people want to scale it, but I do want to ask you something because this is something you can think about because saying you're not having participants, being you're having that many homes. I know you're not interested in keeping the homes, but if you had people who were renting to buy or renting from you, they would understand more of your programming, and then the crews that they can go in and fix those same houses. So now you have traffic and people understanding the program more than actually having to wait for someone to come to you. Now these set of renters are part, and it gives a residual income for the program. I'm just trying to think of a way.
I know.
To move the knowledge about, because sometimes it's very hard to wait for people to go to the website and find them. But then you get renters, they're like, wow, this is a program I can learn this. And then if I can buy this house, I'm just trying to make it whereas you can get it out more with people who need places to live and they see value in what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'd have to talk with, everybody involved in this to do that.
You would have to think about that.
Because
that'd be another track.
Yeah, that's true. It would be another track.
A rental track, a regular track for people who just do it, and then a buy track. But rent to buy. You can't get in it just to rent. You have
Right.
to
Oh,
get
yeah.
it. 'Cause-
I can't. I'm not. I don't want to be a landlord like
and
that.
somebody in that house has to get the trade. That it has to be. If you have certain requirements,
Right.
then you know that someone's going to be in your trade program.
Yep.
And then now, and then some of these women come with daughters at some age, and they're like, they see the
Absolutely.
value in this, and here you go. So I'm just trying to find a way so you can get it organically going, than particularly people coming in and applying. You get what I'm saying?
No, I do. I absolutely do.
Okay.
I
Okay,
absolutely do. I'm just like, I just want my thing to work, but it's not quite there yet. So yeah, but I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to give a suggestion.
I know.
Because
yeah, I appreciate that. I do.
I really see the value. I hear the value. And I, being a homeowner, I know if this well, I know I probably wouldn't qualify, but it would have definitely been amazing to know. I mean, you get a house for under 100,000 for it. Come on. And it's a nice house. You got heated floors. Are you kidding me?
Those are the 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
And that's enough. When my first house, a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, I'll be skipping.
Right.
My rent in my apartment was $700, $800, $900.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why
coming out of college.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's value in this. And so listen, I love this program. Keep at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, please don't stop. Baltimore needs it. And then you're not trying to gentrify Baltimore. You're trying to take the residents that's here.
Yes.
And then build community. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we're not like, hey, come all from wherever and rebuild these neighborhoods. We're like, no, you're already here. We're going to help you get there. You know what I mean?
Yep,
so
this is an inside project. I love it.
It is absolutely. Yep.
Oh, you ought to be commended. I love your program. I didn't know the whole gist of it, but I really love it. And I wish I was crafty with my hands, but I don't have enough time. But yeah, but I love to rehab houses. Like that is, I love to design them. I love it.
Oh, nice.
That's what I do. And like when my carpenter comes in, as you see the cuts on my stairs. You see how we trim that. So I like to do like these type of things that you only carpentry can do. I would buy the trim and stain it myself, and then we have wood floors one color, and then I'd stain my trim myself, and he cuts it in, and then it's sexy because you got this colored trim, you got the wood floor. I like that type of thing, and then so that's and I love colors. So I love what you're doing because that's my thing, and I really wish that I could cut, but I can't. Cut them angles.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, a lot of people want to volunteer, and quite honestly, it's more work if you don't know. Like I already work with people that don't know what they're doing, so
you don't need a volunteer that don't know what they're doing.
Nah, I'm like, if you can get paid to do what you want to volunteer to do, then that's cool. Because then I can just say, go hang those doors, and they might say, what's the swing? And that would be the question. Or they would say, oh, okay. And then look at where the light switch is, because that'll tell you what the swing is. You know what I'm saying? You're going to open the door, the light switch is going to be right there, right? So you know what I mean? Like that's just stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know how far the door needs to swing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But that's industry stuff. People would have to know that.
And that is who, if you volunteer, that's about the skill set and the understanding that I need you to have.
Oh, okay, because I knocked the damn lamp off the whole damn door. But I know how I want it to look. I definitely know how I want it to look.
Right.
But the damn light will be in the ground for sure.
That's funny.
So I'm telling you, Shelley, this is a great program. You're doing a great. I'm glad you came to Baltimore to do this. Baltimore has a lot of properties. I mean, the properties are endless. The neighborhoods, there's a lot of decay in Baltimore, degradation of neighborhood, and it's intentional.
Oh, I know.
So for you to intentionally come into this city and want to develop a community, and then also give your talent away, give your skill set away to people so they can actually empower themselves.
Yep.
You should be commended. You definitely, because ain't a lot of male carpenters doing that.
Oh, sorry. No, they're not.
No. You know, they're getting their cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not doing that. And
No.
so I'm glad you set this up. And then it's a place where you can flourish. You know, you're not
Yes.
in, yeah, you're not, no one can tell you what to do. You're setting the
Yeah,
tone.
and I started some commercial projects myself too. So I'm doing some artist lofts with a gallery, a food hall, cafe. Mm-hmm. So that's me stretching, right? That's me stretching. I hadn't done commercial stuff before, so now I'm getting into that and turning and do all in a block of each other. So I'm building residential and commercial so that people got places to go, build third space, safe space, like
that is amazing. I mean, you must smile when you get up in the morning like this thought in my head is now
it's happening. It's
happening. Yeah, that's your word now. I'm gonna be saying, I'm like, no, it's happening. that's happening. That's your word. So it is happening.
Yeah, right
and I'm glad it's happening.
Thank
I
you.
hope that you can create some organic movement so people can know about you, more or less to try to build this program, because it has to stay here. It has to keep growing and growing and growing. So it's a great thing, So you have to, everybody who comes here have to leave us with an inspirational jewel. So drop your jewel. It's been an hour. Drop it, sis.
Oh,
we need
no.
take your time. You ain't gotta
rush.
Man.
Oh man.
I know you talk to your girls, your ladies, and you give them something good. Drop a jewel, something that in your life that you've used. Oh, come on.
You don't know.
You got no jewels? You don't have nothing that you do in your life like this too shall pass, or just something.
You know what? I don't want to use the language that I use because it's inappropriate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So no jewels.
I'm gonna have to come back and give you one because I ain't.
She gotta write the jewel down.
I don't know. No.
Just something inspirational. Take your time.
I'm not inspiration. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Life happens.
Man, Okay. I mean, no. I'm either like, it is what it is. Make it. No, I say, figure it the f out. That's what I say.
Figure it the fuck out.
Figure it the fuck out. Just like that.
That's the jewel of tonight. Figure the fuck out.
Figure it the fuck out. Because
that's what I'm talking.
Figure
I
the
knew
fuck
you had
out.
one.
But that's what, you know what? If you ask them, that's what they would say. Because I'm like, I'm giving you the tools. You have to extrapolate. It isn't always just like this. You have to, what you've learned, you need to use it in other contexts. That's how you're going to grow. You need to extrapolate. So when you're like, I don't know if I can, and I'm like, figure it the fuck out. Like, I'm always like, you know what? If this was your job, if I said, if you don't figure this out, you're fired, or you don't get the house, you know what? You try to figure it out instead of asking me about it. And so that's why I'm just like, I'm working so hard for you. Work hard for yourself, right? So I want you to figure it the fuck out. And so I'm a little hard like that. So,
no. So sometimes we need hard. And guess what? That was one of the best jewels ever. I don't know why you holding that one back. Figure it the fuck out. I love it. I mean, and we do this all the time. We figure things out. We figure life out. Even when you don't have the tools. Guess what you do?
And that's exactly it. You can't let everybody, you can't just always want everybody else to tell you, right? You know what I mean? Like,
you got to put some of your power into it.
Exactly.
Power.
That is exactly it. Because I put all mine in, I expect you to put some of yours in. And that's,
I love it. You like a foreman. You're a real foreman.
Yeah.
You don't play no games with the crew.
I don't actually. No, they don't. Yeah, they know.
But you got to do that, and then that gets things done. Yeah, that gets things done. Listen, blessings in this. Blessings in this. We have to keep in touch. You got to come sit your butt down again.
Yep.
Give us an update of where you at, and maybe in like another 6-7 months. I know it's hard to get you in the seat, but I definitely would like to hear the growth. I think it's amazing. Being a Black woman, I just know that we are the most creative beings. Let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
If something is falling apart, we will glue it together with sand, tape, and some string. We are amazing.
I know.
And if we can learn a skill that we can put houses together.
Yes. I know. I know. That's why it's called Black Women Build. Because we're built. Yes. It's houses. It's community. It's self-confidence. It's wealth. Like, we are building. That's what we're doing.
I love it. Look at you dropped another jewel.
That's what we're doing.
You're jeweling it up right now.
Yeah. Let's get out of here, man.
All right. We're going to say deuces, guys. We out. Get them deuces up there, Shelley. Deuces. Ow! Don't go nowhere, Shelley. I'm going to end the broadcast. Good night, Black Boxes. She said, I'm out of here.